Welcome, everyone. Ah, shit. I need to make sure. Hold on. Check. Let's come here and that the correct mic is in use. It is. Alrighty. So, let's get back to fucking doing shit, shall we? Okay. So, this guy set up. I'm going to need to put some more metallic on him. That's going to be okay. I can do that. I don't need to do that right away. That can be something that I do in a hot minute. I do, however, want to work on this guy's right arm. I need to go over the white one more time. First, so let's get some of that situated. Yeah, I guess a 2 will be fine. I hope everybody's having a pleasant Tuesday. Actually, give it a clean. We'll do that first. So one of the things that I'm debating on doing is because I don't want to glue it to the theme just in case I have to move it around. It leads less places where it'll break. I'm considering essentially magnetizing the feet. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do that exactly yet. Whirl around. Okay. I don't really need to do the hand part of it, but I am anyway because reasons. Because I'm going to be going over the hand itself with metallics. Because I figure anybody who is a, Solaris 7 mech jock, they would probably engage in a lot of Rock'em Sock'em Robots. And it would be far easier to keep your hands looking nice if they're fucking just metal. Rather than being colored. Also got the face a little bit here too, because see some spots where there is a bit of a red slash pink hue where there should not be one. Get rid of that. It's supposed to be titanium white all over your noggin, at least for now. I may change that. I may not. I don't know. That's better. That should be fine. Okay. Let's like stand you up there. Move this off to the side. So with the arm, I'm gonna have to do that as a darker color. It's fine. I kind of had that plan anyway. So I've been kind of kicking around. One of the reasons why I've been procrastinating is I don't know what I want to do with the right arm. I have a couple ideas. One of which was basically doing the whole thing with probably the Azo yellow, just brushing it on, making sure there's a nice fucking solid yellow for a good chunk of it. And then masking parts off and making it look like hazard stripes. That's an option. I don't know if I want to go with that option though, if that makes sense. Another thing that I can attempt, and attempt is a very key word here, is essentially like freehand some flames on the arm, kind of going around the outside. Something that I could attempt. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's do that. I need a smaller brush than this though. Let's keep it there. So I want to drop down to a size 1 brush. No, you're 00. 1 or 0? It's a 1. You are a 1. Okay. Yeah, you're going to be right with this. Alrighty. And I know I'm muttering to myself as I'm picking my brush, but, you know, that's fucking, you all know me. That's how I do. So let's grab a little bit of the carbon black here. Put it there for a hot minute. Give this a little shaky shake. Shake it, not dissimilar to a Polaroid picture. So this is going to be my essentially my outline for where the flames are going to go. The blackbird, edges of a prophecy, and faith desired. Let's this over here, so I have a little bit easier access to it. And then we'll try and go all the way from the inside. Let's go. around this piece. Up. When I was a kid and really into drawing, I used to do these style of flames all the time, like all over my stuff. When the world is no more, he's been watching for a century with hatred and scorn. Come up this way. Down. Have you go kind of low. Small little lick of flame right there. And a violent way. No, I count my counting seconds to as long as he said the God until it's for you. You like that. Just around the bottom of this bit. Angle it. That. Kind of around like this. Like I'm kind of taking inspiration from like the old school like motorcycle gas tank flame paint jobs. This is going to be the hard part of doing this. Getting it to connect without fucking something up. This is going to be the hard part, like right here. Should have gone lower with that. I apologize. I know you can't really see where I'm painting right now, but that's because I need to be able to see where I'm painting, and it's really hard at this angle. There, that should be fine. So yeah, that's gonna be that, and then we're gonna do some like small little licks of flame that are kind of here, like this. We have one here. Here would be fine. Probably not going to worry about the inside of the arm. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so now I need to figure out what colors I want to use. As far as like actual colors. Kind of tempted. Ooh, okay. Okay. I have an idea. I may go for it. Um, so what I'm thinking, and I'm going to talk it out here first. So anybody who's in chats, feel free to chime in if you think this is a good idea or not. I may or may not listen, but I will consider all ideas. So what I'm thinking is if I take, fuck are you, Payne's Gray? If I take my Payne's Gray, another, oh fuck, that is another baby atlas. Now, to be fair, I call it a baby atlas. It's a normal sized atlas. This motherfucker is just giant. Um, so I'm thinking go Payne's Gray for like the rest of the arm. Then for this little spot here that I have that's going to be like the fire, do probably have to, if I want to make it semi realistic, do yellow at the tip and have that kind of fade into orange. Just a second. Sorry, I'm fucking responding back to the Discord response bot. Do There's a link. Where'd you go? There it is. Oh, no link. Shoot. Boop. Boop. There. You're laying on. I need to pull this just a little bit so I have some movement. There we go. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the Payne's Gray as like the upper part of the arm and have it kind of dark. Oh fuck, there's a reason why I pulled out my phone. And it wasn't to respond to fucking Discord's canned response bot. Um oh, not image. Image. Spell correctly, fool. Images. Okay, so all of these have the lighter color at the bottom. Like, makes no sense. Why? Why do you do this? Whatever. I mean, if that's how it is, that's how it is. I can fucking do it like that. Um, I'm not doing realistic flames. It's more like flame decal flames, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. There we go. And let's grab another these. We're gonna use a smaller brush first, specifically the number one that I'm using right now. Um, it's here. And then if I do this as well, I can use, although it won't be like super obvious, it'll be kind of more subtle. I can still use the black for lining between the panels and shit, like I did on the other arm. And as always, I'll probably have to do a couple of layers, but that's fine. That is kind of one of the downsides to using ink, is there are a lot of instances where you kind of need to go over the same spot a couple of times. Um, Goes on nice, even as possible. Gets into those little ridges between the layer lines. Whatever. Make it work. This part of the process is mainly so that I can get around the flames and give myself a little bit of a buffer so that when I do go back to using the bigger brush, I'm not fucking things up for myself and making my life harder. Chance not that's immediately wrong. There's a spot on the back that I'm going to need to hit with red because it didn't get enough coverage. You. Yeah, I think this is gonna look good. I'm gonna like this. It's the right choice, as it were. Um, Provide some interesting contrast. So I think I've mentioned it before. The little like mini lore that I have for this guy is they're still part of the Badgers. Hence the color scheme with the right arm being a different paint job than the rest. But they'd been embedded like after coming back to the inner sphere, and a while, like once they saw what was going on and whatnot. Um, they've been embedded on Solaris to kind of watch over the planet and help out, and keep people safe. And their cover is as a small, uh, essentially gladiator stable. Um, Using primarily uh, inner sphere mechs that have been mostly like modified with clan tech internals. In a lot of cases, not necessarily weaponry per se, or not only weaponry per se, but like also like targeting systems and stuff like that. Um, this time of year sucks for living above a restaurant. Fucking yeah, living above a restaurant can suck sometimes. Mm. Sounds like somebody's popular for the wrong reasons tonight. along nicely thus far. And this is why really I didn't need to do the inside of the arm, because that shit's gonna get covered up by, you know, darker paint for the most part. Painted. Maybe we'll do the other one while I'm back here. Ah, itchy nose. If it's been built, it'll take your breath away. Our souls make two worlds collide. Heartbeat passes the argent sparks of fire. I'll take you out, and I can't deny. The daytime, you so much. Since before, you've been running through my mind since you crawled out of the floor. 1 second in my arms, I'll be running through yours. Okay. Put some more paint on the dinghy. Two dribbles should be good. Dribble, 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 dribble. First. Okay, so now just a spot of deicide. Now, it's gonna be this annoying part in it. In it. I would go through hell for you. I would go through hell for you. That should look fine. It should look fine. Should be, for the most part, far enough away. I'm going to do here first. Okay, so now it is time to move up to a size 3. Just because at this point, coverage is what I need over, like, accuracy is a bad word. Clean this first. I'm not gonna leave paint on the brush. Better. You go back there. I guess 2 is fine. Because that one was a 1. It was big enough to get a reasonable amount of coverage, so. Look like you scratching it, cat. Hey. Knock it off. Yeah, rather than, kind of figured I should probably do something interesting on this rather than just have it like a couple of solid colors. Because that's just no fun. I mean, to be fair, a lot of mechs were generally like in fiction only a couple of like main colors, and then any other colors on the model were just to represent like lights usually. Fuck, Comstar's mechs are all fucking white. Wins. I have to definitely go over some of the red on this again. But I'm also going to be hitting it with like sponging on some metallics as well, which will help kind of hide some of the smudgy bits where I had to hold this motherfucker. I'm probably going to do both of these shoulder bits as metallic, like the things going around the upper arm, which I have no clue why they are on the mech design, like what purpose they actually serve. Because they're not structural. That's for fucking sure. Are they supposed to limit how far up the arms can go, like side to side? That feels dumb to me. Like that could be limited by the actuators inside of the arm. It's definitely not fucking armor, because that small band of metal is not protecting anything. The side? this covered. And the reason I'm using Payne's Gray and not like the Carbon Black for this is because that way I can use the Carbon Black for blacklining. Ah, sorry for hitting the camera. Uh, and yes, I know the back of this is not going to be seen, so I don't need to be ridiculously fastidious on it because it's a display piece that's really only going to be looked at from one direction. But I don't give a shit. Got to make this shit look right. Because if you start slacking in one spot, you'll slack in other spots, and then your end product is not going to look anywhere near as good. let that dry just a touch. Yeah, that's gonna look fucking hot when it's done. Need to clean. Downside to inks. Or rather, another downside to inks. They wick something fierce compared to like mini paints or heavy body acrylics. So the plan now, once I get this cleaned, and by this I mean my paintbrush, uh, is I'm gonna do a little bit more with some metallics. I think I'm gonna do the feetsies, some bits of the feetsies, and the hand. At least that one, possibly also the right hand. Though I may want to wait on that one until I have the flames done. That way I can just go over it once and I don't have to worry about really touching it up. Pardon me. But first, have a sip of tea. Drinking tea at the moment because I am completely out of coffee and broke as fuck. Um, so now we're gonna do some metallics. That's what we're doing. So you go away. The one that I need. You are the one that I want. I don't want you. You are not the one that I want. You are also not the one I want. You are the one that I want. You need to go on a mustache ride. So while we're mixing that up, I think I'm also going to do the vent behind the little vent thing behind the head as metallic as well. I also may go back over the gun barrels as it looks like I'm gonna need to, just to make sure that they're like fully metallic looking and whatnot. It's been sitting for a few days, so I just want to make sure it's fully incorporated. This stuff separates like a motherfucker. Alrighty. So let's start. with the mitt here. Mm-hmm. Around the hand first. The main bits where I need to have coverage, and then I can work on the fiddly bits that are going to be annoying as fuck to paint. That's fine. I'm gonna have to kind of go. Kind of want to try and do as few touch-ups as possible if I can help it. Yeah, that's gonna look nice. Check that shit out. Okay. Here. What are these spots? Red. Sharky, thank you very much for that sub. I appreciate your continued support. You are fucking awesome. How are you doing today, monsieur? Um, um, getting warmer. I think it got up to like 23, 24 today. It rained a bit too. It is currently feels warmer inside than it is outside, I think. It's currently 17. Pardon. Yeah, we've been out of the single digit lows for a while. At least a few weeks. I know that's technically not a while, though it technically kind of is a while, but you know what I mean. It's not that much of a while. One could say it's a short while. Meanwhile, I paint my Battletech toesies. That's fair. For me, like the average while, like a while, is I usually try to limit that to about like a month. Anything like a month to like a month and a half. Anything longer than that, I would probably consider as like a long while or quite a while. Hello, Vivo. How are you doing? Um. Fuck sakes. Okay, let me see what's going on here. 'Cause I'm still showing it's active on my end. Oh, no, 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 no. Why am I not? What the fuck is going on here? Uh, fuck is going? Oh, hold on, it's back. Okay. Honestly, I really didn't do much. I think it was just like my ISP being an asshole, to be 100% honest. But as I said, welcome in, Vivo. How you doing? What all are you up to? As you are new here, obviously I'm Magical Hack. I paint minis. I talk shit. I also occasionally play and play, video games, TTRPGs. I'm in the process of making a game in RPG Maker. 6 a.m. So you are 5 hours ahead of me. That's what, Great Britain? Somewhere in that region? British Isles, Western Europe. Yay, I know my time zones. Yeah, I'm Eastern time zone Canada. Because I like staying up late. To be fair, this originally I was streaming at like 2 a.m. Like starting my stream at like 2 a.m. my time because of where I was working at the time. And like the hours that I was working, and I usually prefer to stream like after I get home from work while I'm working. I find it's a nice way to like. Well, how did your day go yesterday? I would be definitely interested in hearing about that. Just Rosie's painted. No, fucky. Do that part there. We're gonna do just like the bottom parts of the feet. Thing is fucking huge. Like this brush that I'm using is one of the biggest synthetic brushes that I have, and it's still like fucking small in comparison. Now, did you get in shit for leaving a half hour earlier than you were supposed to? Well, because you said that you left at 12:30 and you were supposed to leave somewhere around you know 1 p.m. ish. Um, and as far as the Star Wars reference, I used to make that same reference with people that I knew. Even though Jar Jar Binks is fucking insufferable. Ah, fair. I kind of wonder, like, speaking of like Jar Jar Binks, I kind of wonder if that one rumor about him originally, like, about him originally supposed to being like a fucking Sith was accurate, or just like headcanon of people who wanted Jar Jar to be relevant. Because honestly, if they would have kept Jar Jar's like personality the same and whatnot, and kept like his speech and mannerisms the same, and then drop that reveal in like say the end of episode 2, that would have been pretty cool in my opinion. I would have digged that. Like, and they could have used that to. Ooh, that's no fun. Like, that noise was my vortex mixer. Because the metallic paint that I'm using right now is it separates really really quickly, mainly because it's homemade. So it's just easier for me to give it a little bit of a buzz before I use it. Oh yeah, that's another thing I do around here occasionally is make my own paints. Well, more mix my own paints, but that's just talking semantics. That is probably a combination of its proximity to my microphone and the fact that I have a couple of ball bearings in the bottles to help agitate a little bit. Let's make sure. Uh, so, are you a miniature painter as well, Vivo? Or do you just like to watch artsy folks like myself? Bit. Definitely gonna have to do 2 layers of the metallics. But that's fine. I was kind of planning on that anyway. Is a semi-transparent metallic paint. And honestly, Vortex Mixer, as far as like peripheral paint tools, is one of the best purchases that I've like hobby purchases that I've made. Um, I know there are some people who I've spoken to in the hobby, in like the general miniature painting hobby, that are like, nah, you don't need a Vortex Mixer. Well, technically, you don't need a Vortex Mixer, but as far as having it like as far as a like I said a peripheral tool for painting minis or you know models and shit like that, ridiculously useful. It saves having to shake the shit out of paints. For the most part, unless you're like me, like I said, and you make your own paint. No, that's gonna be fine for that for now. Yeah. Okay. Now it's gonna be the fun part. Clean that off in the right water pot. Is now we're going to start going back to the natural hair brushes because we're going to start coloring in the flames that I freehanded. Okay, so now, for those of you who are chilling out in chat, I have kind of two ideas for what I want to do for the flames. Red, purple. Well, I guess three. Red, purple, red, orange, or orange and yellow. I was originally just thinking doing like orange and yellow, or yeah, orange and yellow. And by orange, I mean like Daler-Rowney Scarlet, which to me it looks more of an orange than a scarlet personally. And then towards the hand, have that as the lighter yellow. Or conversely, I could do red towards the tips and then orange towards the hand. That could look cool. Or, like I said, go real fucky and do purple with red towards the hand. That last one, I'm kind of iffy on. I could do purple blue, actually. Because I could do like the purple lake that I have, and then have that fade into fucking phthalo blue. Damn it. Now I don't know what I want to do. It's saying I've only been live for 20 minutes. Hmm. Another sip. Hmm. Oh, your purple skin tone that I mixed up. That's what you are. Okay. So many paints that I've like mixed up randomly that like sometimes I fucking lose track of what's what. Um. Hmm. So go like darker purple and a lighter blue. I mean, or I think this is just. This purple, which is a little lighter and actually closer to. A little too close to the blue. That being said, the rest of the mech is more warm colored. So part of me wants to keep that. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? We're gonna go back to plan A. And do orange and yellow. So let's grab Are you a 0? No, you're a 2. I don't want a 2. Oh, you're a 0. Hoist. Let's give this a little shake shake. Now the fun part. This way. There. I don't like that. Make sure I don't pull side of that. Okay, let's that way. That's round is the front. I think, well, I need to figure out exactly how far down I want to. I want approximately half and half to be. I think there's going to be some spots that are kind of like that, where there's a small gap, where there's going to be yellow in and amongst the orange. Okay, so there's going to be one spot that's like that. A little bit more like that. That a bit. Like, we do want a little bit of overlap in where the yellow is going to go versus where the orange is, because I want to be able to do a little bit of a like two color gradient type deal, which with inks is a little bit easier to do than with normal like miniature paints or heavy body acrylics. You just kind of have to make sure that you don't have any weird edges. Because your edges kind of matter. So we're gonna let that set and dry for a little bit. Gonna need to clean my brush. Always make sure you take care of your paintbrushes and they will take care of you. I wonder if hand response thought get back to me. No, it didn't. And by canned response bot, I mean fucking Discord's uh, Twitter presence. You'll be fine. Two. I'll probably have to like go backwards with the orange into the yellow as well. That's fine. Make it look like more blended. Um, Type deal. That is kind of the goal. What we're doing first, though, is we're making sure most of like the big areas are going to be covered in a sufficient amount of yellow. One of the things that I really like about painting Battletech, be it miniatures or shit even at this scale, you can do fairly simple paint schemes and it still looks good. Like you don't have to go super fucking into like super duper detail and in order to make your paint job look good. I go on like this, bringing that up into there. this. And go. That way a little bit. Better. Together a bit. There we go. Alrighty, I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna call it here for the night. I got a lot of progress on this. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clean off my brush a bit. We're gonna put it away. We're not just gonna set it on my desk because make sure we take care of our tools here. Part of the fucking part of the fucking deal. Take that. We're gonna take that, and we're gonna hit that button there. And now we're gonna go and chill out over here, over on the sofa. Uh, go fuck yourself, bot. Do. Oh, no, wrong one. Right there. Right there. Oh, pardon me. And let's go to the Stream Mangler. And let us take a look and see who is on and doing the thing. We're gonna see if we can find somebody who's doing some painting. Korg is doing some painting. Oh. When was the last time I rated him? Twice in the last 30 days. Yeah, you know what? Let's go say hi to Corgaze. I haven't rated into them in a hot minute. So I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out, whether you've been chatting, whether you've been lurking, whether it's your first time in or you're around here regularly. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will be back tomorrow night doing some more painting on the big guy. I hope to have him finished by the end of this week. That is the plan in any case. Yeah, so I definitely hope to see you all back tomorrow. If I don't, you know what? I hope you all have a great day ahead. Cheers.